How to use Asana tutorial for beginners. Hey guys, welcome to this beginner-friendly tutorial on how to use Asana, one of the best free tools to organize your projects, tasks, and deadlines. This video will show you step by step how to create your own workflow from scratch. We'll go from signing up to setting up a project to creating and organizing tasks like a pro. Now let's jump in. First, head over to asana.com and sign up for a free account or log in if you already have one. Once you're in, it's helpful to understand Asana's basic structure. Everything here is built around three main levels, which are team, projects, and tasks. Teams are for groups of people like marketing, design, or personal projects if you want to add that. And for projects, this is where you organize your actual work. For example, content creating, or this cross-functional project that was added by default. And tasks would then be the individual steps. So right here, things like draft project brief, schedule kickoff meeting, and sharing timeline with teammates. That structure keeps everything organized no matter how big your workload gets. Now let's create our first project. So on the sidebar, you can see the projects option. In line with that is a plus icon. Click on that and we select new project. Asana will then give you the option to pick a template. You can scroll through here or start from scratch. For beginners, I recommend starting with a blank project. It helps you understand all the features clearly. So at the top right, let's click on blank project. And for example, I'm going to call this one content creating. And we click on continue. Now Asana will ask how you want to view your project. The free version includes list, board, and overview. So I'm going to deselect the dashboard and timeline, and the list view is great for beginners. So I'll select that as well as the overview and board and click on create project at the bottom. And here we are, your brand new project space. So let's start by adding our first task. We can click on add task right here, and I will name this one plan my next YouTube video. Now there's an assignee tab, and I will click on this plus icon and I will assign it to myself using this assignee field and set a due date as well. So click on that icon. Let's say 1 week from today, so I'm gonna select that date. And we can then open the task by clicking its name. Inside, we can create or we can write a description. For example, plan and organize content idea. For example, I'm gonna write plan and organize content ideas for upcoming YouTube uploads. This gives clarity to what the task is about. And below, we can add subtasks to break down the process. Click on add subtask right here. And this is helpful to break down the process. So for example, I'm gonna write a video script, and you can then hit enter to add that and write in another. For example, a record voice over, another would be edit video and upload and schedule. So each subtask can also have its own assignee and deadline, which is super helpful when working with a team. So you can select a specific one, or we can go back and you can just hover on a specific subtask and you can assign it or add a due date to that specific subtask like this, like the one we just did earlier. Now to keep your project organized, we can also add sections. So at the top left, we can click on this drop down arrow beside add task and we can select section. So sections act like folders, perfect for grouping tasks. So once you clicked on add section, for example, I'm going to type in planning. I'm going to add another section right here. You can also click on add section at the bottom. Content creation, for example, and editing and publishing. Now your workflow is structured. You can drag and drop tasks between these sections as you progress. Now we can also use tags and custom fields to make a project more visual. So for example, open a specific task, click on the three dots at the top right and click on add tags. Now for example, we can add a tag like high priority and give it a red color. So you can do that as well, assign a color to a specific tag, and now you can quickly spot which tasks are urgent. You can also add tags like YouTube, Instagram, or blog to separate your platforms if you're managing different types of content. So again, you can click on the tag field right here and type in another tag. I'm gonna create a tag for YouTube and give an orange color onto it or a red color, and I'm gonna change this tag color to orange, and let's go back, and that's how you would add another tag. And Asana also makes it easy to collaborate. So inside any task, you can add comments at the bottom, perfect for quick updates or reminders. For example, I'll write, need to finalize script ideas before recording. And you can even use bullet points for mini checklists right here. You can click on the plus icon and select bulleted list, find someone to create a list, for example, so everything stays tracked and your teammates get notified instantly. So click on comment to add that specific comment. Once you have added several tasks, you can change how your project looks. So you can click on the board view at the top is near your project name, and now you'll see a Kanban style layout. You can then drag tasks between to do, in progress, and done if you have those sections. So for example, we have these sections right here. So that will be the planning, and I'm gonna delete this untitled section. And for example, the planning is done. You can then drag it over to the content creation stage, or if you have a to do, in progress, and done sections, you can also do that and rename your sections in here by double clicking on it and changing it like that. When it's done, you can then drag it over to the next column. You can also check the calendar view to see all your deadlines visually, which is great for planning ahead. So to access that, click on the plus icon beside board and click on calendar, and you can then go through the days and see all your deadlines visually. And that's it. You've just learned how to use Asana to plan and organize your projects from scratch. So even with a free version, you get everything you need, from lists and tags to subtasks and collaboration tools. Before we end this tutorial, I just want to share a quick tip that really makes a difference when you're using Asana, and that's building the habit of reviewing your tasks every day. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, open your My Tasks tab, check what's due today, and move things around if your priorities have changed. It might seem small, but it keeps everything organized and helps you avoid missing deadlines. Another thing I like about Asana is how it grows with you. So once you get used to it, you'll find yourself adding goals, tracking progress, and collaborating with others more smoothly. It's not just a to-do list. It's like your personal assistant that keeps your projects in check. So if you stay consistent and spend a few minutes each day planning your work here, you'll see how much more productive and less stressed you'll feel over time. If this tutorial helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about how you use Asana in your own workflow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.